It's strange. We've spent years building machines that can think faster than us, calculate better, and store way more data than our brains could. And now, we want them to feel for us also, or at the least, pretend that they do. I keep hearing about people pouring their hearts out to ChatGPT all the time. Like sometimes venting, other times confessing their feelings, and also seeking comfort time and again. And all of this makes me wonder, are we just talking to codes or is it something more? Well, we'll get to the answer towards the end of the episode, but welcome back to yet another episode of POV with Pallavi, where I bring in these culturally diverse topics that affects you and me and the society at large. This is your host Pallavi on 94.3 Radio 1, and today it's all about whether AI can be your therapist or not. I want to take you back to 2022 when ChatGPT was launched. It completely startled the world with its ability to emulate human language, right? And sooner than we know, ChatGPT became the fastest growing online platform in human history. Since then, ChatGPT has become an increasingly commonplace, not just for poem writing or calculating maths, but it also acts like people's personal cheerleader, their life coach, and currently acting as people's therapist. Millions of people are turning to ChatGPT for seeking emotional support. They are sharing their personal experiences and private thoughts with the chatbot, and in turn, the bot is giving them advices that people are calling as AI therapy. Well, here's what I know as facts and would love to serve as food for thought. Number one is your privacy is not guaranteed at all. Recently, the CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman, warned people that your conversations in ChatGPT is not sacred, it's not confidential at all. In fact, the staffs working in the company can very much have access to those private conversations that you think are private in your head. So this could further lead to legal proceedings. Now, what happens? Let's say you have committed a crime and the only place you can confide into is ChatGPT. What's going to happen next? You might just be behind the bars. So you have to make sure that something like that doesn't happen, and we need to keep a check on our action. That's one. Second is a notable number of users, mostly teenagers and young adults, have expressed that they are more comfortable with AI rather than seeking comfort in humans. That's bizarre, but that's what the younger generation is saying because of ChatGPT's non-judgmental personality and also the fact that it's available 24/7. And third is in 2025, researchers identified cases of chatbot psychosis, where basically prolonged and repetitive conversations with AI can cause a delusional mind. So you're living in Delulu, and that also leads to paranoia in a lot of people's mind. Now, if you ask me, my own peers have told me that they've gotten into this private business of treating AI as their friend. They say it listens, it understands, and most importantly, it's there for me all the time. I mean, I get it. We as humans, we crave attention and we want to be heard. But here's the catch if you're seeking therapy online. Now, what happens with human therapists? Well, human therapists are trained to challenge you, right? They are going to poke you and push you gently on parts that hurts the most because let's face it, healing comes with a lot of discomfort. On the other hand, ChatGPT, this robotic application is designed to please you all the time. Yes, it's going to validate your thoughts even if it's not right and make you feel like you're the right person in every goddamn situation you put ChatGPT in front of. So you decide for yourself whether seeking therapy online on a chatbot is the right thing to do or not.
I think some people who don't like to talk to other people in terms of their mental health, they can actually make use of ChatGPT as a therapist, and that actually helps because I think for me also, I don't like to share my trauma with other people, but yeah, I can just go to ChatGPT and I don't know, it's like some kind of comfort I feel.
Okay, so the only time I use ChatGPT is when I'm at work and I have to Google stuff and I'm too lazy to do it. So ChatGPT becomes my rescue. And I haven't anytime personally asked some questions to it. But one time I did ask about my horoscope and it gave the most accurate predictions, which is when I started feeling that, things are a little bit shady. And then I stopped relying on it and I stopped giving it my private information. And right now, when all these rumors are coming true about the fact that, ChatGPT could be my potential therapist, I don't want that to happen. I would rather go to a personal therapist who would give me personal suggestions. So that's just my take.
So I personally usually use ChatGPT or other AI tools for my studies. Other than that, I haven't used it for personal reasons, but I feel like at the end of the day, we all crave a human connect, which AI cannot provide. Of course, it can give us an objective opinion the way therapists do, But the kind of emotional support that we receive from our friends and family cannot be recreated by any AI.
You call it therapy, but maybe in reality, it's just a mere emotional convenience. Now, I'm not saying it's all bad, right? There are a lot of people who are hurting and have nobody to speak to. So maybe in the moment, even a synthetic voice can act as a lifeline. Maybe that's the right way to go about it for them. But let's just be honest, in the real world, ChatGPT's got zero emotions. It might please you in the moment, but it can't feel things for you and it doesn't really care about you. That's the hard reality that I'm going to put out there. And I'm going to go back to the same question that I started the episode with, which is, can AI be your therapist? No, not really. Not in the way that it counts. But what this episode basically is about a reminder that we should connect more within each other as human beings and let AI be our working tools or at the max, working pads. But with that, it was my time on today's POV with Pallavi. If you liked what I just spoke to you about, you could give me a thumbs up. That would mean a lot. And comment down your thoughts below. I would really love to know what's your relationship status going on with ChatGPT. And of course, do all the basics. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell icon, and I'm going to see you in the next episode.
One world, your station.